Operation Husky began on the night of July 9th to 10th, 1943, marking the Allies' first major amphibious assault on Axis territory. The invasion targeted the southern coast of Sicily. The American 7th Army, under General Patton, landed at the Gulf of Gila, with key locations including Gila, Licata, and Skogliti. The British 8th Army, led by General Montgomery, landed on the southeast at Syracuse and Pachino. The Canadian 1st Infantry Division, part of the British 8th Army, landed near Pachino, significantly securing the southeastern coast. The operation commenced with a coordinated airborne assault. Paratroopers from the U.S. 82nd Airborne Division and the British 1st Airborne Division were dropped behind enemy lines to disrupt Axis defenses and secure key positions. This initial phase encountered challenges due to strong winds and scattered drops, yet they managed to sow confusion among the Axis forces. The following morning, the main amphibious assault began. The American and British forces landed along the southern coast of Sicily, facing fierce resistance and logistical hurdles. Despite these challenges, they secured their beachheads by the end of the day. Naval bombardments and air support played crucial roles in suppressing Axis defenses. The success of the initial landings allowed the Allies to establish a foothold on the island, paving the way for the inland advance in subsequent battles that would eventually lead to the liberation of Sicily and set the stage for the invasion of mainland Italy. The Axis forces were strategically positioned to defend against the invasion. The Italian 6th Army, under General Alfredo Guzzoni, had several coastal divisions. The Livorno Division was stationed near Gila, while the Napoli Division was located around the Licata area. German forces, including the Hermann Göring Division, were positioned inland near Caltagirone and Piazza Armerina, ready to launch counterattacks. Additionally, elements of the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division were situated around Nicosia, poised to support defensive efforts and counter Allied advance. We're going to see how these maneuvers paved the way for the Allied invasion of mainland Italy. Before the daring assault on Sicily, the Mediterranean theater was a vital battleground in 1943. Following the successful North African campaign, the Allies had gained a crucial foothold. The Axis powers, primarily Italy and Germany, held significant positions in southern Europe, including Sicily, Greece, and the Balkans. Greece was under heavy Axis occupation, with resistance movements facing brutal suppression. The Mediterranean Sea was essential for supply routes. The Allies, leveraging their naval superiority and key bases like Malta, sought to dominate these waters, challenging the Axis-controlled sea lanes and preparing for further invasions. Key decisions for Operation Husky were made during several high-level Allied conferences. At the Casablanca Conference in January 1943, Roosevelt, Churchill, and their military advisors prioritized the invasion of Sicily. This strategic decision aimed to weaken Axis powers in southern Europe and establish a strong foothold for future operations. The logistical efforts for Operation Husky were immense. Approximately 2,590 ships and landing craft were assembled, carrying 160,000 troops, 14,000 vehicles, 600 tanks, and about 4,000 aircraft. Troops were amassed in North Africa, primarily in Algeria and Tunisia, where they underwent extensive training and preparation. Key harbors such as Algiers, Oran, and Bizerte were utilized for staging the operation. The Allies orchestrated a massive movement of men, equipment, and supplies across the Mediterranean, coordinating naval convoys, air support, and landing operations. The success of these preparations was crucial for the complex amphibious assault on Sicily. The Mafia, particularly under the influence of mobster Lucky Luciano, played a covert but significant role in the preparation for the Allied landing in Sicily. As part of Operation Underworld, Luciano, imprisoned in the United States, was approached by the Office of Naval Intelligence for his connections in Sicily. This collaboration aimed to safeguard the New York waterfront from Axis sabotage and gather crucial intelligence. In exchange for favorable treatment, Luciano facilitated communication between the Allies and the Sicilian Mafia. This collaboration helped gather intelligence on Axis defenses and secured cooperation from local populations, easing the Allies' advance inland. The Axis powers, primarily Italian and German forces, quickly mobilized to defend Sicily. The Italians, led by General Alfredo Guzzoni, focused on holding key positions with coastal fortifications. The Germans, under the command of General Field Marshal Albert Kesselring, particularly the Hermann Göring Division and the 15th Panzergrenadier Division, aimed to launch rapid counterattacks and exploit any weaknesses in the Allied lines. Near Gela, German and Italian forces launched coordinated counterattacks, attempting to push the Americans back into the sea. In the Battle of Troina, the German 15th Panzergrenadier Division mounted a fierce defense against advancing Allied forces, resulting in several days of intense fighting. Despite initial successes, these counterattacks were ultimately repelled by the Allies. The Allies faced numerous challenges during these counterattacks. Harsh terrain and strong Axis fortifications slowed their advance. Additionally, the well-coordinated Axis counterattacks inflicted significant casualties and disrupted supply lines. Adverse weather conditions further complicated operations, affecting air support and logistics. In response to the fierce Axis resistance, the Allies adjusted their tactics and strategies. They increased coordination between air, naval, and ground forces to better support frontline troops. Additionally, they adapted to the challenging terrain by using more mobile and flexible units. The Allies also intensified their efforts to disrupt Axis supply lines and communication networks, weakening the enemy's ability to mount effective counterattacks. Following the initial landings, the Allies advanced inland, capturing key towns and cities. Syracuse fell quickly, providing a crucial port for supplies. Key battles occurred in and around towns such as Nicosia, Adrano, and Messina. The Battle of Troina, in particular, was intense and pivotal. The terrain of Sicily, with its mountainous regions and rugged landscapes, presented significant challenges. These natural obstacles slowed the Allied advance and provided strong defensive positions for Axis forces. Interaction with Sicilian civilians varied. In some areas, locals provided valuable intelligence and support, while in others, they were wary of the foreign troops. The role of partisan and resistance groups was crucial, as they conducted sabotage operations and assisted the Allies with local knowledge. As the Allies pushed towards Messina, their final objective on the island, they faced continuous resistance, but ultimately succeeded in capturing the city, effectively securing Sicily and setting the stage for the invasion of mainland Italy. Following the successful capture of Sicily, the Allies prepared to invade mainland Italy. On August 17, 1943, Allied forces crossed the Strait of Messina, landing on the Italian mainland. This strategic move aimed to force Italy out of the war and draw German resources away from the Eastern Front. On September 8, 1943, the Armistice of Cassibile was announced, marking Italy's surrender to the Allies and significantly altering the dynamics of the campaign. Subsequently, on October 13, 1943, Italy declared war on Germany, officially switching sides and joining the Allies. On September 9, 1943, the Allies launched Operation Avalanche, landing in Salerno, south of Naples. The operation aimed to quickly capture the port and advance inland. Despite facing strong German resistance, the operation successfully established a beachhead, allowing the Allies to begin their push northward. Simultaneously, Operation Slapstick involved a British airborne landing at Taranto and Brindisi on September 9, 1943. The objective was to secure these ports and facilitate the movement of troops and supplies. The operation met with little resistance, enabling the Allies to gain a strategic foothold in southern Italy with minimal casualties. After securing southern Italy, the Allies advanced northward, facing tough German defenses in a series of battles. The campaign began with the invasion at Salerno, The Allies then pushed through the Gustav Line, a formidable German defensive line, leading to the brutal Battle of Monte Cassino from January to May 1944. The breaking of the Gustav Line allowed Allied forces to capture Rome on June 4, 1944. The advance involved significant battles, including the Anzio Landing, Operation Shingle, in January 1944, which was crucial for outflanking German defenses and hastening the capture of Rome. Subsequent operations targeted the Hitler Line and the Winter Line, further weakening German positions. Operation Husky resulted in significant casualties, with the Allies suffering around 24,000 and the Axis approximately 29,000. The invasion dealt a severe blow to Axis morale and resources, weakening their control over southern Europe. It marked the start of the Italian campaign, leading to Mussolini's downfall and Italy's switch to the Allied side. The liberation of Sicily paved the way for the invasion of mainland Italy and highlighted the resilience of Sicilian civilians. The campaign's success influenced post-war reconstruction and political developments in Italy. Operation Husky was a pivotal Allied victory, marking the beginning of the end for Axis powers in southern Europe. The successful invasion of Sicily showcased the Allies' strategic prowess and resilience. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and activate notifications for more historical content. Thanks for watching.